You are listening to Productivity Straight Talk with your host, Amber De La Garza. Amber is a sought-after productivity coach, trainer, speaker, and writer who gives entrepreneurs the straight talk on personal productivity. No BS, fluff, or overused jargon. Just actionable strategies to get results and succeed in business. And here is your host, Amber De La Garza, the Productivity Specialist.
Welcome, and thank you for listening to Productivity Straight Talk. Today is episode 169. Do you deserve to be fired? If you're a business owner who wants to improve your time management and elevate your productivity so you can maximize profits, reduce stress, and make time for what matters most, then you're in the right place, and I'm so glad you've joined me. Okay, this episode is going to be, well, I think pretty direct. And it was inspired because I'm getting ready to make a hire in my business. And I was thinking about the qualities of the person that I want to attract to this position. And when I say qualities, I mean who they are, how they show up, their characteristic traits. And I think that that is such a big part of who we want on our team, even more so than skill set. I think that skill set is obviously very, very much in demand and needed for the positions we have in our businesses. But I truly believe through the years of working with so many business owners and navigating my own business and hiring is that skill sets can be learned and expanded upon, but only if they have the right characteristic traits to do so. And before we dive into that, I want to share with you that I am hiring, and I can't think of a better place to do a call out. So if you know someone or you are someone who you think would be an amazing addition to my team, I am looking for a tech-savvy virtual executive assistant and community manager. This person will serve in an executive role by assisting me in running the daily operations of my business, as well as having high level of interaction with prospective clients, current clients, and myself day to day. So this person needs to take pride in delivering a high level experience, have passion for helping others, and loves taking the initiative to solve problems. This role is a perfect fit for someone who is enthusiastic about creating value in relationships through supporting others. If this sounds like you or someone you know, I would love for you to learn more about the position by going to amberdelagarza.com/hiring. You can find out all the details of who we're looking for, what skill sets we're looking for, and how to apply there. Again, that's amberdelagarza.com/hiring. Now, me hiring is what inspired me to bring this episode to you about, do you deserve to be fired? So stay with me. But before we jump in, I want to share with you something that I am really, really excited about, and I want to personally invite you. My friend Carol Cox of Speaking Your Brand is hosting a free live virtual event for women entrepreneurs on October 15th, 2020 that I want to tell you all about. This is a unique event that Carol and her team are putting together, a mix of TED-style 10-minute talks by diverse women speakers who will be sharing their big ideas and powerful personal stories about how they have used their voice to change the status quo. There will also be panel discussions so that you can learn how to craft a stellar speech and build your thought leadership platform. If you enjoy speaking, want to get better at speaking, and want to hear high-quality speeches, then I invite you to learn more about this event that you do not want to miss. And you can find out all about it and register for this live event on October 15th by going to speakingyourbrand.com/summit. Again, that is speakingyourbrand.com/summit. I will be there. I am a sponsor. I am in full support of what Carol is up to, and I couldn't wait to share that with you. So please head on over to speakingyourbrand.com/summit to find out more. And now let's get to the straight talk. So imagine with me, you are making your next hire in your business. You are making a hire that you know will have an impact on how you serve your clients, how your business grows. And when you're thinking of this next hire, you have a lot of hope and excitement and thoughts about who that person will be. And I bet that no matter what role you are looking to fill in your business, outside of skill set, there's going to be some similar characteristic traits that make for a great person on your team. Or if you can't imagine hiring this next person, maybe you have this person on your team already. You have this person where you're thinking, if I could replicate them, I would be so blessed. Like that would be amazing. What characteristic traits does that person possess? And interestingly enough, as I was creating this job description and thinking about this next person that comes into my business, I was reflecting back on, how Crystal shows up in my business. I was also reflecting on how not great hires in the past have shown up in my business, because we want to learn from the good and we want to learn from the bad. And when I was talking with Crystal about this episode and talking to her about, I think you would have something incredible to share and teach, it was all around the characteristic traits that she exemplifies as someone that is on my team. So whether you have that star person on your team or you're dreaming of the next star person on your team, let's go through some of those characteristic traits. I bet they are incredibly dependable. Like, that if they say they're going to do something, they're going to do it. Or if their day starts at 9 a.m., you can depend on them to be there at 9 a.m. and not 9:05. How about the ability to keep drama outside of the workplace? And when I mean drama, I mean, is this person on your team able to have life happening and never bring it to your doorstep? Did they get into an argument with their spouse and you would have never known? Or are they someone that had something go on in their personal life and they literally brought it in? They brought it in with their mood. They brought it in with how they are or are not doing their tasks and activities, or worse yet, they didn't even come to work because of the drama in their personal lives. Like they just called out, they said, I can't do my job today. There is so many other things going on. I bet this dream person doesn't bring their drama to your doorstep. How about talking back? Do you think that your dream person on your team talks back every time you strategically say, like, I need you to work on this project or do this task, or I would love for you to prioritize this over that? Do you think they come back to you and say, I think that's a horrible idea? Or maybe they're like, I just don't feel like doing that priority thing, so I'm just going to go over here and do this other thing that I feel like doing. I bet not. Do you think that your dream employee is self-disciplined? Meaning you don't need to handhold them, you don't need to micromanage them, that they can regulate themselves and stay the course for the entire day or whatever shift they're working with you. Do you think that dream person on your team shows self-discipline? I bet they do. And yet, us as business owners, the number one employee, the most valuable person in the business, oftentimes does not possess those minimal characteristic traits. All right, this is my tough love. I told you I was going to be direct. I want you to think about a typical day or a typical week. Do you start your day different each day? Are you dependable? Like, do you tell your clients you're going to do something and follow through no matter what? Are you hitting those deadlines that you say you will hit? Are you allowing your personal life to overflow and affect how you show up in your business? Are you letting an argument with your spouse determine what you do for the day or what you feel like doing, or whether you show up or whether you approach the day with a good attitude or a bad attitude? Are you allowing the responsibilities in your personal life to overshadow your responsibilities in your business? Are you rationalizing and negotiating with yourself about what it is that you are going to get done in a day? Does your CEO brain, your strategic side of your thinking and your brain say, this project is a priority, this task is a priority? I know that the best thing I can do for my business is to make those sales calls or to work on that project to hit that deadline. Like, you intellectually know it, but something happens between knowing it and then not feeling like doing it, or negotiating and rationalizing why something else is a higher priority. So essentially, you're talking back to yourself. Do you show a great deal of self-discipline? Meaning, can you be responsible for yourself when you don't have a boss to hold you accountable? Many of you have made a transition, either recently or way in the past, between having a boss and not having a boss. And it's almost like the wheels fell off. You were incredibly productive and disciplined and responsible, and you had great routines when you were an employee. But as soon as you put your I am the boss and I own my business hat on, you used it as a free card or free pass to no longer do the things that probably made you excel in the positions you had prior to owning your business. Are you accountable? Are you accountable to yourself, to your business, to your clients? Showing up and being your best, being accountable to the business that needs you to show up your best. I want you to hear that language. Oftentimes as small business owners, we have a hard time separating our business from ourselves because it's often very, very gray. But if you are honest with yourself and ask yourself, what does your business need from you, the business owner, are you accountable? When my clients go through the very hard decision of letting someone go that is no longer working out on their team, it becomes emotional. And I totally understand that. As small business owners, we build great, deep relationships, often with our employees or team members. And so when something's not working out, we want to give them the benefit of the doubt, and we want to make sure that we're crossing our T's and dotting our I's and giving that person the ability to do their best. And yet, at the end of the day, the question that I often ask my clients to help them make their own decision is, what does the business need? Meaning, is this role being served its best with the person that's in it? And we're taking the feelings out of it and saying, we're accountable to what's best for the business to keep the business healthy. And if we think of it through that lens, is keeping this person best for the business? And it really helps with some of that decision making. And oftentimes, after a lot of turmoil and being in gray about is someone working out or not, and we always know in the pit of our stomach that they are or are not working out, and then we can get to a place where we can be very strategic and ask ourselves, what does the business need? And so I'm going to ask you this. What does your business need from you? How do you need to show up to be that best employee, that star talent, the person that can make such a huge impact on the success of your business? Does your business need you to be dependable and leave your drama at the door? Isn't it amazing that if and when you were an employee, you had the ability to separate your personal life from your professional life? And yet when you're a business owner, it feels so gray that it seems like it's the easiest thing to be like, I didn't get any sleep last night. I'm going to, start later today. Or I got a horrible night's sleep last night. I don't feel like working on that project, so I'm just going to do busy work. Would that, for at any moment, be acceptable for your employee to come in and tell you? Absolutely not. So the question I am going to ultimately end this with is, do you deserve to be fired? And that's not in a good way, like fire the CEO and you get to just take a paycheck because your business can run itself. This is, do you deserve to be fired because you're not showing up as a valuable asset to the company on a consistent basis? Now, this is very cheeky. I don't expect any of you to fire yourselves, but sometimes we need to have very direct conversations, even with ourselves. And if you're having an honest conversation with yourself and you don't think that you would hire yourself, or you don't think that you would keep yourself employed if you were looking at it in the lens of the characteristic traits of the person that you would ultimately want on your team, then change needs to happen. Change needs to happen now to ensure that your business is the success that I know that you're building, that you're dreaming of, and that you desire. So stop negotiating with yourself. Show up and be dependable. Execute self-discipline. Hold yourself accountable. Leave your drama at home and show up and do your very, very best each and every day. No one is perfect. I have never met anyone that can mark all of these characteristic traits off every single day. But what I do think is that you can choose to improve and show up your best every single day so that you can truly say, I'd hire myself. Or you could really say, I deserve to be looked at as the most valuable asset in my business. All right. I do want to bring your attention to one other episode that I think is completely relevant to what we were talking about today, and that is episode 115. It's called Cultivating Self-Discipline, One Choice at a Time. So if you have not already listened to that episode, or maybe you did and you want to re-listen to it after we had this very straight and direct conversation today, head on over to theproductivityspecialist.com/115, and you can definitely take a listen to that episode today. I have loved having you listen to this episode of Productivity Straight Talk. And I sure hope you have found my straight talking, direct conversation with you today to be valuable. And value in the sense of, did you ask yourself the questions I asked you to? And did you listen? Did you really listen honestly and get some feedback? And maybe you have room for improvement. My guess is you do. We all do. I even have room for improvement. But I would really love for you to just take it from the lens of, how do I really want to show up in my business? Do I want to show up with the characteristic traits that I often even expect from my team? And I will say this, and I forgot to say it in the episode, but when we show up our best and we exhibit the traits that we want to have in others on our team, it allows us as a leader to actually hold others accountable to those standards. When someone on our team is not meeting those standards that we hope they have with characteristic traits or how they're showing up, and we have that inside voice that says, well, how can I hold them accountable to showing up on time? Like, I never show up on time. How can I hold them accountable to being efficient with their time when I'm kind of a mess with my time? Whatever your chatter is it getting in the way of how you're showing up as a leader? So now, not only is how you're showing up affecting what the business needs, you're allowing others to not hit or reach or maintain those standards because you may not feel like you have the ability to hold them to that because you're not holding yourself to that. So if not for yourself, for your business, hold yourself to those standards so you can hold others, and you will all be serving your business at a higher level. No change, no change. Without taking action, nothing will change for you or your business. So based on our conversation today, what action will you take? And don't forget, if you are a woman business owner, I had a special invitation at the top of this episode. So to find out more about the Speaking Summit, make sure you head on over to speakingyourbrand.com/summit. And just in case you got distracted with this episode, if you know someone or you are someone who you think would be a great addition to my team, make sure you head on over to amberdelagarza.com/hiring. That's my Straight Talk for today. Until next time, have a productive week.